If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Just recently, Tank Davis stirred controversy with a tweet aimed at Bud, which quickly escalated tensions between the two fighters. Davis, known for his brash and often provocative social media presence, took it to a new level when he targeted Crawford's family. In his tweet, Davis wrote this. This tweet was in response to Crawford's comments regarding Davis's fighting style and his claims that Davis hadn't faced the same level of competition, and him saying that Tank was mad he wasn't invited to the event. However, the personal attack on Crawford's wife and 8 children crossed a line that many boxing fans found to be disrespectful. Fans and analysts quickly took to social media, criticizing Davis for bringing family into the feud. The tweet ignited outrage, especially considering the respect typically afforded to an opponent's family in the sport. Many fans who had previously supported Davis began distancing themselves after the tweet. In the world of professional boxing, trash talk is common, but bringing someone's family into the conversation is generally seen as crossing a personal line. Davis's tweet didn't just spark anger among Crawford's supporters, it also led to widespread disappointment among boxing fans, who expressed their concerns about the direction of Davis's career. The boxer, who has built a reputation on his knockout power and thrilling fights, is now facing backlash for crossing a boundary. Many felt that attacking Crawford's family was not only wrong, but unnecessary. Some fans defended Davis, suggesting that he was simply playing mind games, a strategy that's often seen in boxing to generate talk before a potential fight. However, the overwhelming majority of reactions from fans, fighters, and analysts pointed to the tweet as a mistake. In response to the growing backlash, Davis remained defiant, posting more tweets to justify his words. But the damage was done, and the focus of the conversation quickly shifted from Davis's knockout power to his controversial behavior outside the ring. However, it was just Tank provoking the beast. Terence Crawford wasted no time responding to Tank Davis. The reigning pound-for-pound king posted a video addressing the tweet and sending a clear message to Davis. You know I would absolutely crush you if we ever had a street fight.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Ooh. Wow, man.
Gervonta said you got a glass.
Crawford's response was calm yet firm. He didn't engage in the same level of personal attacks as Davis, instead focusing on his readiness to fight, whether in the boxing ring or outside of it. Crawford's message was clear. He isn't afraid of Davis, and he was willing to meet him in any setting if necessary. This measured response only added to Crawford's reputation as a composed and professional fighter, especially in contrast to Davis's outburst.
Let's just say we in a gunfight, right?
Yeah.
And I got a metal shield, and the opposite person got a glass shield.
Okay, champ.
Who gonna come out on top? I don't care about how much he run around. Once them hands get on him, it's gonna slow him down. And once
definitely if he touch him, he definitely if he touch him clean, he'll break him down.
This wasn't the first time Davis and Crawford have exchanged words. The two fighters have been at odds for years, with both having publicly called each other out on multiple occasions. However, the nature of their rivalry had largely remained professional up until this point. Davis has consistently criticized Crawford's choice of opponents and his lack of marketability, while Crawford has expressed frustration with Davis's management and the opponents he has been matched against. In interviews, Davis has often claimed that Crawford's career lacks excitement, while he, Davis, is the more entertaining fighter. He has also suggested that Crawford has avoided fights with top fighters in their respective weight classes. Meanwhile, Crawford has taken shots at Davis's skills, claiming that Davis is overhyped and hasn't faced the same level of competition that Crawford has throughout his career. While the two have exchanged barbs in the past, the tweet from Davis crossed a line that many felt was beyond just typical rivalry. The personal attack on Crawford's family added a new layer of animosity, which brought this feud to the forefront of boxing fans' minds. Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis are two of boxing's biggest stars, and the debate about who has made more money in their careers is one of the most controversial topics in the sport today. Their feud has escalated on social media platforms like X, where both have taken shots at each other, sparking heated discussions among fans, analysts, and even their peers. The current root of the debate isn't just about who is the better fighter. It's about who has earned more, who draws the bigger crowd, and who holds the edge in terms of financial success. This question, though seemingly simple, is far more complex when you start peeling back the layers. To begin with, boxing earnings are notoriously opaque.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147. Shit, I tapped that chin. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he
ain't
is.
got no chin.
I already know he is.
He said no chin.
The true figures are only known to a small circle of people, including network executives, promoters, and managers, and these individuals rarely, if ever, disclose the complete financial picture. Purse totals released to the public are just one part of the story. Fighters often earn additional money through pay-per-view revenue shares, sponsorships, and bonuses, all of which are difficult to quantify unless explicitly disclosed. Even with these challenges, several facts and expert opinions give us some idea of how their earnings compare. Terence Crawford has recently solidified his position as one of the highest earners in boxing, largely due to two landmark fights: his July 2023 victory over Errol Spence Jr. and his August 2024 fight against Israel Madrimov. The Spence fight, which was for the undisputed welterweight championship, was a massive pay-per-view event and one of the most anticipated matchups in recent years.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
Nah, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
You're not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at.
All right,
I'll welcome him.
Crawford not only emerged victorious in dominant fashion, but also walked away with a significant share of the revenue. Reports indicate that this fight alone catapulted Crawford into a new financial bracket. His fight against Madrimov, where he reportedly earned a guaranteed $10 million, further cemented his status as a top earner. Gervonta Davis, meanwhile, has been a consistent pay-per-view attraction, with his April 2023 showdown against Ryan Garcia standing out as a defining moment in his career. The fight was a blockbuster event, drawing massive attention and showcasing Davis's ability to deliver thrilling performances in high-stakes situations. That victory, a stunning TKO over Garcia, established Davis as one of boxing's most marketable stars. While it's clear that Davis has consistently been a major draw, critics argue that he has yet to match Crawford's recent financial milestones.
I felt great. It was no different from 147, to be honest. Israel just was a strong opponent, and we knew that coming in the gate.
Social media presence plays a crucial role in this discussion. Davis has a massive 7.5 million followers on Instagram and nearly 800,000 followers on X. In contrast, Crawford, despite being a longer established name in boxing, has a much smaller social media footprint, with 8 million Instagram followers and 468,000 on X. These numbers matter, as they reflect a fighter's marketability in today's digital age. Sponsorship deals, brand partnerships, and other income streams are often influenced by a fighter's online reach, and Davis's dominance in this area gives him a significant edge. However, social media clout alone doesn't tell the full story, especially when we consider other factors influencing their earnings.
He said, I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Crawford's career longevity and consistency at the championship level are notable advantages. Turning professional in 2008, Crawford has been a world champion since 2014, giving him over a decade of earnings at the sport's highest level. Championship fights, particularly as the main event, typically bring larger payouts, and Crawford's extensive resume of title fights underscores his earning potential. Davis, who turned pro in 2013 and won his first world title in 2017, has achieved remarkable success in a shorter period, but he lacks the same length of championship-level experience as Crawford. This disparity in career timelines suggests that Crawford has likely accumulated more over the years, even if Davis has recently closed the gap.
Knock him out.
How good is Terence Crawford?
Terence Crawford is good, but he's not what people make him the same. He's not pound for pound.
The involvement of His Excellency Turki Alashik in boxing has been a game changer, particularly for Crawford. Alashik's model of offering fighters guaranteed paydays far beyond what traditional promoters can provide has shifted the financial dynamics of the sport. Crawford's $10 million guarantee for the Madrimov fight is just the beginning, as reports suggest his potential bout with Canelo Alvarez could set new records for fighter earnings. Alashik's ability to bring unprecedented financial backing to the table gives Crawford a significant advantage, especially as Davis remains outside this growing network.
One thing I can say about Tank is he's smart. He can box.
Yes.
And he explosive. You know what I mean? But I'm saying skill-wise and in the mind, I don't think neither one of them can outthink.
For Davis, the financial landscape looks different. While his drawing power is undeniable, the quality of his upcoming opponents could impact his ability to command massive paydays. His rumored fight in March against Lamont Roach Jr., though legitimate in terms of competition, lacks the marquee value needed to drive significant pay-per-view sales. Without a co-star to help sell the event, Davis may find it challenging to match the earnings Crawford has secured through high-profile matchups. To maintain his financial momentum, Davis needs to secure fights against opponents with greater star power, such as Vasily Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, or even rising stars like Keyshawn Davis.
How do you not lead with ego? Like if you hear somebody like Tank say 147, I knock Bud out.
Well, he just talking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got the confidence in himself that he believe that he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out that he's been in the ring with. You know, so no knock to Tank, but there's definitely levels.
The debate over who has made more money also highlights a deeper philosophical divide in boxing. Crawford's career has been built on taking on the toughest challenges, often going into hostile territory, to prove himself against the best. This approach has earned him widespread respect from his peers and fans, as well as lucrative opportunities to showcase his skills on the biggest stages. Davis, on the other hand, has been criticized for a more controlled career path, with fights that prioritize commercial appeal over competitive risk. While this strategy has made Davis a household name, some argue it has limited his ability to maximize his earnings over the long term. Leonard Ellerby's claim that Davis now makes 8 figures per fight is significant, but it's worth examining when this level of earning began.
Could you address the whole, I mean, not really address, but kind of speak on the whole Tank Crawford thing? Because when Crawford said he'd be willing to wait at 47 for Tank, he did say after the interview, well, like immediately after the interview, I was just playing around. Like, do you want people to put that shit to bed?
Understood. Yeah, he was just playing around. You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get.
Early in his career, Davis didn't command the same financial attention, and his rise to the top has been relatively recent. Crawford, by contrast, has been earning substantial paydays for years, thanks to his consistency and willingness to fight anyone, anywhere. This difference in career trajectories further complicates the question of who has made more money. Another key factor is the shift in the pay-per-view model. Traditionally, fighters relied heavily on PPV sales to maximize their earnings, but Alalshik's guaranteed payouts have disrupted this model. Crawford's partnership with Alalshik has allowed him to bypass the uncertainties of pay-per-view revenue, while Davis remains more dependent on the traditional system. This shift could have long-term implications for how both fighters approach their careers and financial negotiations. Critics of Davis argue that his social media fame and commercial appeal might not translate into sustained financial success unless he takes on more significant challenges in the ring. Meanwhile, Crawford's fans point to his willingness to fight the best as a testament to his legacy and earning power. The contrasting approaches of the two fighters reflect broader tensions within the sport, as traditional values of competition and merit clash with the modern emphasis on marketability and entertainment. Ultimately, the question of who has made more money, Crawford or Davis, may never have a definitive answer. The lack of transparency in boxing finances means that much of the debate relies on speculation and fragmented reports. What is clear, however, is that both fighters have taken different paths to success, each with its own merits and drawbacks. Crawford's recent financial windfall and alignment with Alalshik position him as the frontrunner in the earnings race, but Davis's popularity and marketability ensure that he remains a formidable presence in the sport's financial landscape. As their rivalry continues to unfold, the debate over their earnings will remain a captivating subplot in the world of boxing.
Would it be an issue there, or would that just be a matter of you waiting for him to be ready for you?
Yeah, no, Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135. I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart. So
he would have to come up.
Yeah, because I wouldn't never.
You can't get that low.
So that's not gonna happen, because I saw people talking about it. You don't think that'll ever happen?
No, I wouldn't say that it'll happen.
But with the way things are flowing, it seems this rivalry might lead to a fight in the ring. While they currently compete in weight classes separated by 3 divisions, their paths have crossed indirectly in the past, with both fighters showcasing their skills in overlapping weight categories. This historical overlap, coupled with their contrasting styles and personalities, has sparked debates among fans and analysts about a potential clash. The beauty of such a matchup lies in the intriguing contrast between their styles, accomplishments, and physical attributes. Crawford began his professional career at lightweight, the same division where Tank Davis currently reigns as the WBA world champion. As Crawford progressed through his career, he achieved undisputed status at super lightweight, a division where Davis has also won a title.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
However, Crawford's ambition and skill set drove him to climb higher, eventually dominating the welterweight division and recently making his debut at 154 pounds, where he continues to assert his dominance. Meanwhile, Davis remains firmly rooted at 135 pounds, dismantling opponents with his trademark power and precision. Gervonta Davis, the big hitter from Baltimore, has built a reputation as one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. Known for his explosive knockouts and ability to draw massive crowds, Davis has often exuded supreme confidence in his abilities. In the past, Davis made a bold claim that he could knock Crawford out, a statement that many interpreted as either playful banter or a display of his unwavering self-belief. Crawford, however, has dismissed such talk, warning Davis not to punch above his weight, literally and figuratively.
7 pounds. So what are we talking about here? Gervonta Tank Davis, which would be the A side in this situation, would never move up to 147 pounds and fight Terence Bud Crawford.
Despite the apparent weight disparity and stylistic differences, some experts believe that a fight between these two would be anything but straightforward. One such expert is the legendary multi-division champion Roy Jones Jr., who expressed his views during an interview with Real Life Productions. Jones described a hypothetical matchup between Crawford and Davis as a good damn fight, suggesting that it could be competitive if fought at a catch weight just below the welterweight limit. Jones highlighted the unique attributes of both fighters, emphasizing Davis's explosiveness as a potential game changer. "I don't see anybody around that's gonna beat Bud unless it's somebody way bigger than him," Jones said, referring to Crawford by his nickname. But don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good damn fight, you understand me? Because they both have very high IQs and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing that Tank got that Errol didn't have. In boxing, an explosive fighter can go a lot of places. I was only able to cover the weights that I covered because I was so explosive. Explosiveness keeps people in check. Jones's comments highlight the key contrast between the two fighters. Crawford is a master technician known for his adaptability, ring IQ, and ability to outthink and outmaneuver opponents. His switch-hitting style and razor-sharp accuracy have allowed him to dominate elite competition across multiple weight classes. Davis, on the other hand, is celebrated for his raw power, speed, and explosiveness, which have made him one of the most feared punchers in boxing. While Crawford relies on calculated precision to systematically dismantle his opponents, Davis has the ability to end fights in an instant with a single punch. Physically, Crawford has a clear advantage in terms of size and reach. Standing at 5'8" inches with a 74-inch reach, he is naturally the bigger man compared to Davis, who is 5'5", with a 67.5-inch reach.
Bro. Tank cannot fuck with Terence Crawford at all. Y'all keep pushing for that. He will destroy Tank.
This disparity would make it challenging for Davis to close the distance against a fighter as skilled and disciplined as Crawford. However, Davis's explosiveness and ability to land fight-altering punches make him a dangerous opponent for anyone, regardless of size. While fans and analysts can speculate endlessly about how a fight between these two would play out, the reality is that it's highly unlikely to ever happen. Crawford is currently focused on solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his generation. After clearing out the welterweight division and becoming the undisputed champion at 147 pounds, he is now eyeing an even greater challenge, a potential fight against super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez. Such a matchup would require Crawford to jump 14 pounds to 168, an unprecedented move that underscores his ambition and confidence. Davis, meanwhile, has a different trajectory. He is scheduled to fight Lamont Roach Jr. in March, a bout that many see as a tune-up fight for the Baltimore native. Intriguingly, Davis has hinted at the possibility of retiring by the end of the year, leaving fans to wonder if he will indeed step away from the sport at the height of his career. If true, it would mark the end of an era for one of boxing's most exciting and polarizing figures. Despite their differing career paths and weight divisions, the hypothetical matchup between Crawford and Davis continues to captivate the imagination of boxing fans. Crawford's size, skill, and experience would make him the favorite in most analysts' eyes, but Davis's explosiveness and unpredictability ensure that no outcome could be considered a foregone conclusion.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft. But
whether or not their paths ever cross in the ring, Crawford and Davis have already cemented their places as two of the most dynamic and accomplished fighters of their era. For now, fans can only dream of what might have been while enjoying the continued brilliance of both men in their respective domains. What do you think we can expect to see? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates.